Apostle so and so, I told him that I want to be a son and I want him to be my father, and he agreed, and he's my father, I'm the son, and that's it. We start functioning in that relationship. Nothing was discussed, no expectations were clarified, and so as time goes on, we find that certain things happen. A son expects a father to act a certain way or to respond a certain way, or a son expects a father to respond a certain way, then a son does not respond that particular way, and that brings hurt. Now, let me give you an example. When I was with a very serious challenge, 2013, when I had a challenge in my first marriage, I had some expectations on the sons. In my mind, I expected sons to behave a certain way. I expected sons to handle things a certain way, but they did not do things the way I expected. And looking back, I don't blame them. They also did not know what to do. Can you see how the issue of expectations can? But now having said that, there are some things that are obvious. That it's obvious that if there are situations like this, we have to protect the church. We have to, I'm not talking about the issue of taking sides and things like that. But I'm talking about the issues of expectations. And the issue was that made it even more sensitive. My challenges around that time, the sons featured prominently around my challenges. They featured prominently. So, in the midst of that and my expectations, and when it didn't work out, so the issue of expectations is a very, very, very key issue. Both sides, both the father must have expectations, clarify expectations with the son, and the sons must clarify expectations with the father. Every relationship, whether in the home, in the ministry, or in leadership, is built in a framework of expectations. These expectations may be spoken or unspoken, realistic or unrealistic, but they are always present. Together, they are always present. Unmet and unclear expectations is one of the leading causes of frustration and relational breakdown. Most conflicts in marriage, for an example, and in ministry and in spiritual relationships stem from assumed expectations, things one partly thought the other knew but never communicated clearly. I thought because he's a father, he was going to do this. I thought because he's a son, he was supposed to do this. I thought. As a matter of fact, the issue of expectations, like I said, it's across the board. Even amongst church members in a local church environment, when a person joins the church, they have expectations. The church must bury me, the church must bury my grandmother, they must bury my niece, my uncle, they must bury everybody. So if the church does not have a policy, a bereavement policy that says, hey, here in this church, this is our policy when it comes to the issues of bereavement. This is who we bury, this is who we do not bury. Our marriage policy, this is our marriage policy. This is our policy in different areas. So when a person joins a church, they know the policy and they know what to expect. And also, in a membership orientation class, we have in our church here what to expect as a member of DLCI. What we commit ourselves to in your life, our commitment to you as a new member. What can you expect from DLCI? What can you expect from the leadership? There's a chapter, but then there's another chapter that says this is what we expect from you. So expectations, even though not on everything, But by and large, there are certain expectations that are clarified. Why do people leave churches? For an example, some people join a church, then their grandmother died, and then they discover when the grandmother is to be buried that no. As a church, we don't bury people's grandmothers. No, but I thought I'm a member, and I thought I joined the church, and I thought the church is supposed to stand with me. Yes, we do stand with people, but only bury members. Your grandmother is not a member. Then a person gets hurt, gets offended, and leave the church. Why? Because they joined with expectations that were not clarified or communicated. So, in a father-son relationship, expectations need to be communicated. What does expectation mean? Expectation is the act or a state of anticipating something. It is a desired outcome or behavior. It is what one party believes or assumes the other party will do. Proverbs 13 verse 12 says, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. Now, when expectations are fulfilled or delayed, especially when they were never clarified, they cause discouragement, offense, and even emotional or spiritual sicknesses. So you become a son in a ministry. And when you become a son in a ministry, you don't have money to pay rent where you are congregating. And so you come to a spiritual father and you say, I don't have money to pay for the rent of the building we are renting. And the spiritual father looks at you and says, but you need to believe God. Yeah, but you are my spiritual father. But I thought because I'm your son, if I don't have money, I can come to you as a father. Oh, but I have dozens of spiritual sons, so do you think I pay rent for them every day? No, I didn't know, I thought. See, you are not communicating. So when some people, when you have a big ministry and some people, become sons, they assume, no, because I'm a son, connect me with other ministries. That is an expectation that is assumed but not communicated. Sometimes they may not even say it. They can get hurt when that expectation are met. The issues of expectation. I'm just giving examples. Now, unrealistic expectation, not humanly or practically achievable. Okay, sorry. Types of expectation that impact on the. Number one, unspoken expectation, never verbalized. So, want to be a father. I mean, you want to be a son in DLCI. Or, yes, you want to be a father. Don't talk. We don't discuss anything. Now you are a son, welcome. Now I'm a father, and that's it. And we don't talk about those expectations. We have them in our minds, but we don't talk about them. Number two, unrealistic expectations, not humanly or practically achievable. So these are expectations that we may be having towards one another, but they are not achievable. Okay, number three, misplaced expecting something from someone who can't or should carry that role. They are not supposed to carry that role. For an example, some people in a father-son relationship think that if you become a father in the faith, that means you must assume the role that a biological father was supposed to. They see a father in the faith as a biological father. You must buy me shoes. I don't have money. You must do this for me. They expect the father in the faith to do for them what the biological father did. Why? Because they cannot differentiate. Now, both the spiritual father and the biological father are equal. But a spiritual father or a father in the life to reap. Biological father has his own. And the father in the faith. Not the father, they have their own. And so a father in the faith is not a replacement of your biological. And most of the time, people who come from dysfunctional family, who didn't have a father, come carrying a father wound, and they look at the father in the faith, They expect the father in the faith to be to them the father they never had. And they don't communicate that, and they hit against a brick wall, and then they get hurt. Then they get hurt, they get disappointed. They may not communicate it to the pastor, but they may just disappear and they talk to people that this father, son. Most people mark it down. I'm talking even to you who are watching. Some of you, the reason why you are against the father-son relationship message is because you are carrying a father wound. Because they are carrying a father wound, they will now just misquote Matthew 23, call no man father, and all the rest of it, trying to, twist scriptures to discount the doctrine of the father-son relationship. Why? Because every time they see someone called a father, it reminds them of their biological father who was never there, or their biological father who was abusive, or their biological father who didn't play his role. And that is why people that carry the father wound are against authority. They rebel against authority. Too many of them on social media. Most of the people that oppose, fathers on social media are people that are carrying the. I've learned lately that when you post something, there are some people who are just there. They are not posting or oppose you from a doctrinal standpoint. They are just posting to provoke you. They are there to just frustrate you. They are not, and they will not even give you a scripture or another view to back up their claim. They will just say something that it's not there, say something. And that is why you need to be very discerning between people that are just ignorant on social media to try and align them, and people that are hurt and they want to verbalize their anger on your post. And if they want to verbalize, just delete their comments or just ignore them. Well, it's hurt. Just keep arguing, because to them, winning an argument, it's important. It makes them feel, oh, I'll show you that important. And most of these guys, they don't pastor. They've never pastored a church. They are not pastoring a church. They don't understand the price of ministry. They don't understand anything. Yet they oppose everything. However, don't get me wrong. There are some people who come with genuine questions, stand. They have different views. Those you need to engage rightly, because we are on Facebook with one another and to learn from. Okay, so why clarify expectations? Why is it important to clarify expectations? So both parties can agree on roles and responsibilities. Number two, to reduce the potential for conflict, disappointment. Number three, to align purpose and objective. Expectation management is a sign of maturity and honor. It's important. As far as I remember, all of you came to my office. I normally ask to more than two. I know one of the questions that I ask after. I ask you, what is your understanding of the role of it? What do you expect from me? Why do I want to know? Because so that in the process, if you say, well, as a father, I expect you to buy me a car, I expect you to fly me to America, I expect you to give me all the connections, or I expect you to do certain things, then I can say, no, I can hear your expectation, but I think I'm not. And because of that, I think our relationship, before you get hurt, and let's leave this. I'm not able to. Or you mention the expectation, okay, Apostle, I want you to be my father, I want you to guide me, advise me. I expect and check on. And I can say, well, all the others I'm teaching, but this, I don't, I will. I don't think this one, because I've got two sons. If I have to feed everyone, that means I'm not going. Let's agree on this. Still want me to father you? Okay, I'll compromise on that one. Phone me once a week. Let's get things right. We don't have to schedule it. I can call you, no problem. But remember, I'm the one that's the father. You are the one that's the son. I'm available. So whenever you need me, you can call me. I'm available. The ATM machine does not follow you. You go to the ATM when you need it. You see, so a son pursues the father. And the father is the key. The father must be available. Now, am I saying that I can't take a phone and call some? No, of course I can, and I do. Sometimes I'm sitting and I have someone in my heart. I can call and check up on them. There's nothing wrong with them. But it doesn't, I don't do it because it is an expectation. Okay, so I'm just giving an example. None of you here has ever come to me and say, call me every day, just in case you want to know. I'm just giving an example. Now, one of the things that I have said to, okay, so you want to be a son. What do you understand to be your responsibility as a son? And it has come to you. I need to honor you. I need to pay my tithe to you. I need to be available when you need me. I need to serve you. Hey, you guys clearly articulate them, and I'm listening. And I write them down, and then I keep them safe. Now, come, let a functional father-son relationship continue. I want to do my part. I said one of my roles is for me to help you fulfill your destiny as a father. I've committed myself. Number two, to teach you, to nurture you, to impart wisdom, to cover you, to release, to equip you, and to. So what do? Every month, I want all my sons to come so that I can fulfill what? My obligations as a father. Then you don't show up. You wanted me to do that. I want you to teach me. I want us, to empower us. I want you to, okay, fine. I'm having services where I want to empower you. Sometimes I have conferences. My spiritual father used to say this to me. He used to say, Ben, every time there was a conference at New Life Church, we used to, carry people with buses in DLCI and go to Bryanston. Every time. And I didn't understand it at first until my spiritual father said this to me. He said, Ben, I paid thousands and thousands of rents to bring these people from America, number one. Number two, exposing you and your church members to ministry. They are not able to be, you will not be able to be exposed to on your own because of limited resources. Because not only will my spiritual father says we should come, he would also allow those ministries to come to us. So we would be able to leverage on ministries that we couldn't get on our own. We didn't pay the price. He flew them into the country. He fed them. He's paying their hotel. And yet we are just cashing in by virtue of that relationship. Because it's another way of him empowering us as a father. I got to understand where he was coming from. But today, if you have prophets from America, you have prophets from all over, and you say, sons, sons are too busy. They are not there. They are busy. They think that you are inviting them because you want them to be part of the crowd. They think by attending, they will be helping you to have an audience. Meanwhile, no. It's about you exposing them to quality ministry that actually they themselves are not in a position to get it in terms of resources. It's about the fact that as a father, you are connected, and you also want your sons to benefit from those connections. But unfortunately, the sons are not available. Hello? So, the issue of expectations is very key. Now, so you tell me, no, I'm going to honor you. I know a son must honor a father. And I ask you, what do you understand by honor? And you start preaching to me. No, I must pay my tithe. You know that most of you, I ask you leading questions. And you tell me all that. But now, all those expectations, or most of them, are not being realized. You know? And am I, I'm not the kind of a person that would, sometimes I want to be quiet and not talk about these things, lest I be misunderstood. But then God says to me, but now it's pride to think they will misunderstand me. You are too concerned about your reputation. It's pride. So what if they misunderstand you? Tell them. Who has not been misunderstood? So I don't want to act like I want their money. I'm not looking for their money. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep quiet because, many people are into transactional relationships and I don't want to be part of that. Of course, we should be in a transactional relationship. It should be a transformational relationship. But I cannot, withhold the truth because of the fear of losing my reputation, because of the fear of being misunderstood. Being misunderstood is part and parcel of the process, or part and parcel of, standing for God and ministering for God. So I just have to tell you as it is. It will be up to you. You know my heart. You know me. I've never said I'm not going to pray for you. You didn't pay your tithe. I don't even keep records. Why do I even know that there are some that are tithing? Because when they put money into their account, their names reflect. Simple. If people were putting into envelopes, maybe I'll probably count the number of envelopes and say 5 envelopes versus so many some. Even Jesus said, were there not 10 who were cleansed? Where are the other 9? So I think I have the right to say, 5, where are the other? And by the way, let me just clarify it. Those of you that are in-house sons, you don't have to tithe to me. You tithe to the church here. I'm talking about those who have their own churches, their own ministries. Okay. Now, here are the key principles to manage expectations well. We've got 15 minutes before we finish. Number 1, express them clearly. Most people never articulate what they expect. Studies suggest that up to 80% of expectations are assumed. Speak up, don't assume. Don't let assumption ruin alignment. I'm giving you another opportunity with that survey that we're going to make. Is for you to express your expectations again. I'm going to send you a form, and in that form, you'll express your expectations clearly. So if I want us to meet, then we will be meeting based on what you would have written down. Not intimidated, because you will not be sitting next to me. You will be at home. In fact, it is better you do it with your wife, because some of you got it, but sometimes your wife, the late Dr. Ed Roybert used to tell the leaders, he says, before I choose a leader, I look at their wife. Because it doesn't matter how good